Welcome back to Football Daily, where this week we are looking at a team of Jose Mourinho's worst ever transfers. Throughout his management career, he has spent over $1.5 billion on talent, but not every player has been value for money. Let's get into it. Goalkeeper, Emiliano Viviano. Truth be told, Mourinho maintains a limited but successful track record when it comes to buying goalkeepers. Nuno Espirito Santo was one of his main voices on the Porto bench, while Diego Lopez rightfully held his own during Casillas' sad decline at Madrid. So everything considered, the unfortunate accolade goes to Italian stopper Emiliano Viviano. Joining Inter Milan in 2011, Viviano was a genuine prospect. With over 200 first-team appearances for Bologna and Brescia and 6 Italian caps to his name, he was a real threat to Gianluigi Buffon's dominance in the national team goal. But no sooner had he arrived, injury would strike. Ligament damage in his knee ruled the 25-year-old out for the season, and he would never make a single appearance for the Milan side. Considering the €7 million spent on him, it was a disappointing return to say the least. After a year, he went to Palermo, only becoming a first-team regular again during latter spells at Fiorentina and Sampdoria. Now 34 and without a club, he has since stated that leaving the Nerazzurri was his biggest career regret. To make matters worse, Inter replaced him with Samir Handanovic, who has gone on to make over 300 appearances for the club. Maybe deep inside, Viviano thinks it should have been him. Defender, Accio del Horno. You would be hard-pushed to find a Chelsea fan with anything positive to say about Accio del Horno. Part of Mourinho's first wave of investment at Chelsea in 2005, Del Horno arrived from Athletic Bilbao for around €12 million with a reputation of one of La Liga's best left-backs. And things started very promisingly for the Basque defender. He got on the scoresheet in a 2-0 win away at Spurs, immediately warming him to the Chelsea faithful. But things would deteriorate from there with a number of indifferent performances, though he did add 3 assists to his solitary goal at the club. His playing career hit rock bottom when he was given a straight red card for a brutal foul on Lionel Messi in the Champions League last 16. The Blues lost the match 2-1 and were subsequently dumped out of Europe. Del Horno was shipped off to Valencia in the next transfer window, and considering he made just over 100 appearances in the next 7 seasons, he arguably never truly recovered from that horror show at Stamford Bridge. The Blues replaced him with Ashley Cole, and the rest is history. Before we move on to our next section, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our fantastic 11s. Defender, Gerry Jurassic. No one can really understand what inspired Chelsea to sign the 6'5" liability that was Gerry Jurassic. Courted by Mourinho during a spell at CSKA Moscow, the Czech defender turned midfielder arrived for a rumoured €12 million. But he would only ever start 3 games, mainly being used as an impact sub late in matches thanks to his towering height. While he did play the whole of the League Cup final, a 3-2 win against Liverpool, Jurassic looked more than out of place in a squad featuring £90 million of new quality signings thanks to money from Abramovich. He wound up making 14 league appearances in total, qualifying him for a winner's medal as Chelsea clinched the title, conceding just 15 goals. Unsurprisingly, he was sent to Birmingham on loan the following season before signing permanently with Celtic and later Real Zaragoza and Alaves in Spain. Though he is widely considered a Stamford Bridge flop, he still speaks highly of his time in West London. And he remains fond of Mourinho, with the Portuguese man regularly making time to catch up with him with their paths crossed in Spain. A nice silver lining to a frankly rubbish transfer. Defender, Khalid Boulahrouz. In 2005, Khalid Boulahrouz arrived at Stamford Bridge from Hamburg, having earned the nickname Khalid the Cannibal for his ability to eat up defenders. But things just weren't to his taste in the Premier League, and he himself was chewed up and spat out after just 2 dire seasons in West London. Things got off to a peculiar start when he was given the number 9 shirt, normally associated with forwards. And he may have wished that's where he played, with the exceptional partnership of John Terry and Ricardo Carvalho proving hard to interrupt that season. That said, early performances against Liverpool and Barcelona suggested it was €30 million well spent on the Dutchman. However, it wasn't long before a number of injuries and the success of Terry and Carvalho saw him fade from the team altogether. And at the start of the 2007-8 season, he was sent on loan to Sevilla. Deemed surplus to requirements in Spain after just 6 La Liga appearances, he returned to Chelsea where he didn't even gain a squad number. Though he would find a home after a €5 million move to Stuttgart in 2008, just 20 appearances in all competitions at the Bridge is nothing to celebrate. Defender, Baba Rahman. Competing at all Chelsea back 4 is Abdul Baba Rahman. Signed in the summer of 2015 during Mourinho's second spell in charge. Brought in to replace the ineffective Felipe Luis, Chelsea spent up to €20 million on the FC Augsburg defender, who had paid Growth of Firth just €2.5 million for him a season before. And his form in the 14-15 season, where he registered 4 assists and completed an average of 1.5 dribbles per 90, led many Blues fans to believe that they had finally found an heir to Ashley Cole. However, things just haven't worked out for him in London. Despite showing early promise in Champions League displays against Dynamo Kiev and PSG, Rahman couldn't assert himself in the Premier League. In February 2016, his struggles were confirmed when he was subbed off at half-time away to Southampton, and he was barely seen on a Chelsea team sheet again. 19 appearances and 2 assists in all competitions did little to impress new manager Antonio Conte, and he was quickly sent to Schalke on loan the following season. Sadly, things have gone from bad to worse for the left-back since then. Countless injuries have meant in the last 36 months he has made just 21 appearances, leaving his career in the balance. Though there is hope he will play again, it certainly won't be in a Chelsea shirt. Midfield, Ricardo Quaresma. Probably one of the most frustrating footballers of our time, a quick glance at Ricardo Quaresma's highlights reel show a player cut in the mould of Cristiano Ronaldo. But while his fellow countryman has gone on to be the greatest ever, for all his mercurial talent and skill, Quaresma never reached the top of the game. Failed moves to Barcelona and Chelsea are testament to that, but it was his switch to Mourinho's Inter Milan in 2008 that was truly damning. Signed from Porto for a hefty €25 million, the winger attempted his signature Trivela shot with the outside of his boot in his first match, leading to a goal. While this excited the crowd, Mourinho was less amused. Criticising his lack of work rate for the team, the Portuguese coach stated he hoped the world would see a different Quaresma with his help. But this would never appear. By the end of the season, the 24-year-old was given the Bidoni d'Oro award for the worst Serie A signing by the Italian press, and was sent off to Chelsea on loan. Though he later blamed a lack of confidence on why the move failed, the fact he has found his level these days in the Turkish Super League says it all about Quaresma. Midfield, Nuri Sahin. Another player who never really reached his true potential is one-time Real Madrid star Nuri Sahin. Brought to the Spanish capital by Mourinho in 2011, the holding midfielder was fresh off an excellent season with Borussia Dortmund, where 6 goals and 8 assists saw him named Bundesliga Player of the Year. At 22 years old and costing just €10 million, the Madrid fans thought they were signing one of football's future stars. In reality, Sahin arrived unfit, having sustained ligament damage towards the end of his Dortmund career. And it wasn't long before he aggravated the injury again. By Christmas, he had played just 24 minutes of La Liga football, with the partnership of Xabi Alonso and Sami Khedira thriving in his absence. Come the end of the season, he had made just 10 appearances in all competitions, and had watched almost 3 times more football from the stands than he had on the bench. A failed loan to Liverpool did little to help his Madrid career, and the arrival of Luka Modric all but signalled the end for the Turkish international. Returning to Dortmund in 2014, as far as transfer goes, Sahin to Los Blancos was a colossal failure. Midfield, Hakan Altintop. Joining Sahin in midfield is fellow Turk and former Real Madrid man Hakan Altintop. Like Sahin, Altintop made a name for himself in Germany, this time with Bayern Munich, and even started the 2010 Champions League final against Mourinho's Inter Milan. Though he would lose that game, the Portuguese coach was impressed enough to bring him to the Bernabeu a year later on a free transfer. But to many, the move was a surprise, considering the former Schalke player's uninspiring playing style that yielded only 2 goals and 1.7 tackles and interceptions per match in his final Bundesliga campaign. Sure enough, it wasn't long before the cracks began to show at Madrid, as Altintop struggled to make an impact on the side. Without the ability to unlodge Ozil, Alonso or Khedira in the midfield, he became a bit-part player filling in at any position when required. Though he would score a solitary goal away to Sevilla and play the full 90 minutes against Apol Nicosia in the Champions League quarter-final, after just 12 appearances in all competitions, the 29-year-old was promptly sent to Galatasaray at the end of the season, concluding what is easily one of Mourinho's strangest transfers to date. Midfield, Henrikh Mkhitaryan. The Premier League just isn't a good match for Henrikh Mkhitaryan, as Mourinho discovered when he brought the Armenian to Man United in June 2016. The former Borussia Dortmund midfielder cost €42 million, a fair price considering his exploits in Germany. 3 years at Die Borussen produced 41 goals in 140 appearances, including 11 goals and 15 assists in his final season, enough to see him named Bundesliga Player of the Year. While it had all the makings of a quality signing, in reality he never looked comfortable at United. 11 goals, including an incredible scorpion finish against Sunderland, and the Europa League trophy in his first season on paper was impressive. Those performances were far from the quality seen in Germany. In 16-17, his shots per game fell from 2.6 the year before to 1.4, while his dribbles and key passes per game more than halved. By January the following season, with just 1 goal from 11 starts in the league, he was off to Arsenal as part of the infamous Alexis Sanchez swap deal, but more on that later. Having flopped again at the Gunners, these days Mkhitaryan can be found going through the motions on loan at Roma, where hopefully he will stay for good. Forward, Alexis Sanchez. Perhaps the worst of all Mourinho's transfers, Alexis Sanchez's move to Man United in January 2018 has been covered endlessly on FD, but it's frankly unavoidable for this list. Unwilling to sign a new deal at Arsenal, the Gunners managed to negotiate a swap with Mkhitaryan to avoid losing the Chilean on a free in the summer. Man City had appeared front runners for his signature, but United were determined to show they still had the pulling power over their bitter rivals. The resulting transfer included astronomical numbers that have plagued the club to this day. Despite essentially being swapped on a free, the Red Devils agreed to pay record wages, around £490,000 per week before tax, not including a £70,000 appearance fee. That, in addition to a signing-on bonus and agent fees of £39 million, meant the whole contract was reportedly worth a staggering £180 million. And what do they get for their money? A shell of the man who lit up the Premier League for Arsenal. Similar to Mkhitaryan, his shots, key passes and dribble numbers all plummeted, and to this day he has managed just 5 goals for United. Now on loan at Inter Milan, boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently claimed Sanchez would return to prove us all wrong. But no one is falling for that. Forward, Maciej Kezman. Just beating Ukrainian hero Andriy Shevchenko to the final position is former Chelsea striker Maciej Kezman. To this day, it is a mystery how this transfer went so wrong. Kezman signed from PSV Eindhoven in 2004, where a stunning 105 goals in just 122 Eredivisie matches had earned him the nickname Batman thanks to his lethal partnership with Arjen Robben. And with the Dutch winger also joining the Blues, Chelsea thought they had snapped up one of the deadliest combinations in European football. But while Robben went on to achieve legendary status, Kezman has sank into the footballing abyss. The pressure of being handed the number 9 shirt, vacated by Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, proved all too much for the £5.3 million signing. His first goal for the club came in late October in the League Cup, and he wouldn't find the net in the Premier League until December, a penalty in injury time with his team already 3-0 up. His next goal, though, wouldn't come until March. The Serbia and Montenegro international finished the season with 7 goals, but cut a painfully nervous figure to watch. Mourinho promptly sold him to Atletico Madrid, beginning a nomadic career in countries like Turkey, Russia, Belarus and finally Hong Kong, completing one of the worst declines in footballing history. So guys, that's all we've got time for on this rundown of Mourinho's worst ever signings. Quite a lot of bloopers in there. What did you guys think of the list? Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comments down below. As I said before, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!